Hello my friends, welcome back. It's Nat Walsh. Welcome back to my channel. I am not going to say this name properly of these stamps, but I believe it is pronounced Lesia Zgharda. I've had these a couple of stamps. I've had quite a few of these stamps. They are really nice. They are super fine. I do stamp these 2 times, but honestly you can make do with one. So we've got, they don't actually have names. So what I've got is the bottle with the leaves around it is RE100. Then we've got SR213. So I will leave a link over to my blog down below in the description box, and you can get the numbers and the codes and everything else from there. They are from overseas. I can't quite remember where exactly at the moment, but they are super fine and just really, really pretty. So we've got the bottle, we've got the little house and the stamps. I lost a little bit of footage. I think I didn't press play when I thought I had. I'm going to color that bottle in. Now I'm branching into coloring bottles a little bit. I've got N3 and N1, and what I did was I actually googled some images. Now a lot of people seem to do blues, but I wanted grey. So all I'm really doing is the N3 just around the outer edges and giving it that. A lot of the bottles seem in reference pictures to have a bit of a line inside the bottle. Sort of giving, and I don't know that much about all that sort of stuff, but that's what I was trying to do. And then with the N1, just softening that line. I've also done a little bit of the snow. It's going to be snow in our little area, and I've also come in with a BV31. Now the flowers, I've just gone with a straight BV31, and then we've got a BV13, and just putting a dot in the center of our flowers because they are really, really tiny. It's not going to matter. But the BV31, we also did a little bit of that coloring for the snow, because it's going to be snow. With this, all this coloring is relatively straightforward, relatively simple. We're not going into a lot of different colors, and I'm trying to keep it simple. The most is probably really the leaves, but it's not too bad. So with the leaves we have G28, YG67, and YG03. That's fast becoming my favorite sort of combination with my leaves and any of the greenery. So I'm pretty much doing a dark line down the center, branching out or fanning that out a little bit with a YG67, and then just leaving a highlight on the edges of my leaves with the YG03. The same with this big, there is one big leaf. It's basically the same thing. I'm trying to have sort of the dark color underneath it because there's another leaf on top. And with coloring the leaves the way I have, with the center being dark, then you're going to have the lighter color on the outer edges, which will make it pop up. But there we go. Anyway, oh dear, pop up a little bit more. I try and do these as soon as the house is quiet, which is not that easy. So sometimes I get let's go in my head. And that's why words are sometimes hard. The trees I'm going to colour with the same combination. We're just going to keep it relatively simplish. There's not an awful lot of colouring to be done in this. I have used the grey. With the grey in the bottle, I'm just going to go over the top. You know, it's over the top of the trees, but it's only by a little tiny bit, so it's not really going to matter. But it also gives the impression that it's inside the glass rather than sitting on the outside. I am mostly using the medium and the lighter color with my trees, so they have a little bit of variations with them. Variation, I should say. As I said, words are hard. And just keeping it pretty simple. The cork is the next thing. So we've got E57 and E57, 55 and down to 53. I'm using the fine tip on my sketch marker. Now, if you're not aware, some of my markers I am changing over the chisel tip over to a fine tip. It is an investment, I would totally say that, but as we get a little bit older and our eyes are not quite the way they used to be, so I'm just slowly branching into that. I sometimes find, I never use the chisel tip anyway, and I sometimes find that the brush tip is a little bit quite soft for what I want. I'm using a little bit of a stippling sort of technique on the cork because it has a lot of texture in cork, so that's what we're doing that there, and just blending it out a little tiny bit with the E53. And we're just still going through and dotting those through until I'm happy with it. The house is going to be basically a similar color. I'm not going to worry about it too much at all. The windows are going to be the BB31, and it's just going to be one straight color. We've got a lot of leaves. We've got the vase, or the bottle I should say, that is going to add some interest to the card. It's just got one focal image colored. It's not a little scene. We're trying to keep it simple-ish, so we're keeping the color simple-ish, but having those standout elements like the stippling in the cork, the leaves, they're just going to give it that little bit of wow. I think it's a wow anyway. I'm using some paper rose nesting rectangles here. I'm just going to try and figure out, I'm going to go a little bit smaller than what I would normally do. We're going to leave a lot of area or extra space around the outside. This is just some purple cardstock out of my stash. Now, the other stamp I had was the SR210A, which was like a snow globe. So in the snow globe, we have this extra little stamp that has the dots for snow. What I probably would also do if I wanted, I thought about doing this and I thought, no, let's just leave it that. I reckon if you rotated the stamp around just a little bit, you could get more, you could stamp in more snow in quotation marks. I'm using some white embossing powder and I've just hit that with some Versamark. I've already hit it with an anti-static pad just to help it to avoid the stick. And we're going to heat that up. Now this does only have, as I said, a little bit, so that's why I'm saying you could rotate that around. I don't think that would cause too much of a problem. I couldn't find my Signo pen. Could not find it. I much prefer a Signo pen rather than jelly roll up, but we're going to make do with what we've got. And I'm going to put a lot of glossy accents, so you're not going to see too much of snow anyway. That's my son coming in and with his phone wanting me to look at something, and I'm like, yeah, no, not yet. Sorry, babe, but not yet. So we just fold in this card paste. Shall I just go back to bed? I think I should. So here in Australia, we use A4 cardstock. This is our card bases are half an A4 and then folded over. So we come out with what we have as an A6 card base, which is, and I've said this before, a little bit more rectangular compared to our American friends. I have gone around the edge of this with the multi-liner. This plays with my eyes that it's not quite straight. It is barring about like a millimeter or so. So it is going to mess with your mind a little bit. Glossy accents. I am going to coat my glass fully in glossy accents. It was a little bit clogged, so I edited that out for you. You don't need to see me just sticking a pin down the end of it. We're going to coat it all in glossy accents. That's going to give us a nice glossy shine to our bottle. And that is pretty much our card for today. If you are not yet a subscriber, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. Just hit the little subscribe button and hit the little bell icon, and you'll get notified of whenever I upload a video. I would just like to say thank you to all those people that have done that. I am really, really appreciative. That's my card. I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye bye.